So basically, this is the build of my ZL1 that I bought last year. Yeah, I uh, I almost bought a Mustang. Ended up with this, and I'll just tell you the quick story on how and why that happened. Um, it's funny. I posted a picture of this on my Instagram, and you get the normal DMs like, "Oh, you act like a real baller. Why don't you get a Lamborghini or a McLaren?" Yeah, I could have bought both. Douchebag. Um, I live on a dirt road where I got these giant potholes, and I don't like driving any kind of nice cars. If I bought a supercar and I've looked at them and I continue to look at them, I'm gonna have to park it somewhere else, and I ain't gonna build another house, and it's probably gonna be on a dirt road in the country with a bunch of land, and just having a supercar at the house ain't gonna happen. So, with that in mind, knowing that it's hard to get any kind of low profile car to my house on a regular basis, I'm like, well, what car can I get that I can enjoy that isn't like a BMW SUV or those things are all fast and fun and they'd handle the dirt roads fine, but if I wanted something to go do some track racing with or go to the drag strip, either one, mess around on the streets. So I was like, well, I first came across a Mustang. I was like, all right, that GT500 looked nice. Looks like something I could beat up. And if you're listening, don't take this the wrong way. It's something that if I did beat up on the dirt road, that I wouldn't worry so much about. It's one thing to beat up a $75,000 car. It's another thing to beat up a $400,000 Ferrari 812. So a little different mindset where what I was looking at in terms of things. So I spec out a GT500. I found a bunch on the lot during like when COVID was really bad last year. I sent my build spec over to the Ford dealer. I'm like, hey, you got this. It looks like you have something pretty close to the spec. Shoot me a price if we can get this done. I don't want to go inside. Like I don't want to. It was crazy back then. Michigan was kind of locked down. Car dealerships were just starting to open back up, and like I don't want to go inside. I'm like, can we do this deal over email, or can you meet me outside at a picnic table? We can sign this thing. I can wire you the cash. Let's do the paperwork on a picnic table. Let's go. And we go back and forth a few times, and it's everything's looking good. And he's like, oh yeah, there's a $25,000 dealer markup. Like, the guy wasn't surprised, but I was just thinking during COVID and how bad things were that maybe they would have no dealer markup or maybe a less severe one. And I basically told him to go f himself because I'm not paying $25,000 over sticker for a Mustang. It's no offense if you did. I don't love Mustangs or Camaros or anything that much. I'm kind of impartial. I just wanted something to go beat up, maybe do some mods to and enjoy. It's not gonna sit in my garage as a collector's item for the next 20 years. So I was like, oh, good luck selling that shit in this economy. And as I drove around pretty much all summer, those things sat on the lot over there. I had a similar experience with the Raptors. I tried to buy a Raptor, and same $25,000 over sticker bullshit. And you know what I did? I went and bought a 2500 GMC diesel, and I took off the torsion bar and I put a Fox coilover system in the back and Fox 2.0s in the rear. And I know it's not the same as having a Raptor, but yeah, I enjoyed that truck, and I didn't have to pay the $25,000 markup. Because here's my thing, and I've seen this. I've been around long enough to know there's a few cars that are worth paying. What's it they call it? ADM on. There's some that's not. When the stuff first comes out, like that supply is really limited, and then as you get towards the middle of the model year, you start seeing the lots get flooded with stuff. And I saw that there was a guy at M59, there's a Ford dealer. They had so many Raptors out there at one point. I was laughing to myself. And it's I think at some point they stopped selling them with the big markup. But then when the market gets more flooded, when the thought of the next generation coming out, Well, then your car ends up depreciating all the shit. And after you already paid that markup. And that's just not a game that I feel like playing for cars that I don't love that much. It's when I want something, I don't even think about prices. I don't look at coupons. If I want something, I just buy it. I didn't love anything that much that I was willing to overpay for it. So after I told the Ford dealer to screw off for the second time after doing the Raptor BS and this, like I'm not paying anyone $25,000 for the privilege of owning a Ford. Call me crazy. That's just me. I started poking around at GM. I get a GM discount. Start sending some emails out. Did some research on the ZL1. I leaned a little bit more towards track racing than drag strip, and I saw the 1LE package. I saw the ring time. I'm like, man, this thing blazes around the ring. God damn. LT4, 650 horsepower. Looks like fun. You see the car in person, it kind of looks like a transformer. Interesting look to it. Again, I don't really care. I'm kind of impartial. I wanted a mad amount of horsepower that I could go have fun in a few different places. So, I was able to find one, and it's out of state, but we came up with a really good deal. The sticker on this was about $75,000. I got a way better deal than that, and I started looking at mods, and we got K-Tech here in Michigan, along with a couple other really good tuners. But I ended up going with K-Tech. And, we're just able to squeeze out almost, probably close to 800 horsepower. If the weather's right, 800 horsepower if you got the right ambient air temperature. After, a reasonable amount of mods. Nothing too crazy. So I'm sitting here with this car. I got about 800 horsepower. It's ridiculous around the track. And even with the mods, I'm still probably, I don't know, $30,000 less than what I would have paid for the Mustang. And as far as someone that was impartial and I just wanted a toy, I can't be happier. I love driving this car around. God forbid I go down a dirt road and they just put the chloride down, or pothole city, depending on how much it rains around here. It's I don't feel too bad. I get it detailed often. They can put it up on a rack and clean it. But again, it's like I don't feel terribly bad. It's not like it's a $400,000 or $300,000 Lamborghini or something. But just driving it is a blast. It was fun stock. It's even obviously more horsepower the better. Even more fun when you got close to 800 horsepower. I didn't love the Eagle F1 tires. From the people I know at the track, if you run them on the track, not bad. If you're messing around on the streets, kind of doing red light to red light type of shit, not the greatest. So I ended up ordering this package comes with a set of Forge wheels, but I ordered a new set of BC Forge that are in the it's like a brushed bronze type of color. They look pretty sick in the sunshine and at night. And then picked up some of those Michelin Sport 2s that it's pretty common to see those things around. I figured I might have shaved off 0.2 off my 0 to 60 between the horsepower and the tires, maybe more. Depends on the road. We got a lot of crappy asphalt around here. But it's like, I got a pretty good car that I get to blaze around in for a reasonable amount of money. And it's been a blast. The amount of people that look at it, for some reason, I think it's that the front end when they do the 1LE package. Between that and the big carbon fiber wing, it does give it this look that I can't explain. You still know it's a Camaro. You still know it's a Chevy, but it's turned way more heads than I ever thought. Like, I'm kind of low-key in that sense. I don't really give a shit if people are looking at my car. But the amount of people that at the gas station talk to me about it, that, wave and honk, it's been interesting. It's, I guess maybe you don't see a whole lot of them. During the Dream Cruise, I did see, a couple had some cool wraps on them. A couple of people had some straight pipes out there. But it's just been a fun car to drive. It sticks to the road like crazy. That engine's great. Transmission's great. I'm on the taller side. I'm also kind of built like a linebacker. Any car this size, I basically got to lube myself up with Crisco and stuff myself into it, but that's part of the game. Um, I don't know. It's one of those cars that I feel like if you're gonna spend, not even 75 for sticker, you're gonna pick one up less than that because they're actually willing to wheel and deal on them. Not like the new Corvette. It's a hell of a bang for the buck, man. To get that much power on a platform that you can easily modify. There's so many mods out there, bolt-ons. I don't know how much better you can do. You can probably pick this car up if you can even find a closeout on 2021 right now. You can probably find one in the 60s. Might even find one gently used, definitely in the 60s, and have that much horsepower and that much control on the track. As far as the daily driver goes, people complain about that because of the DSSV dampers. It's bouncy. It is bouncy. Is it as bad as people say? I don't know. They must be driving around in like, Lexus LS's or something that's got that floaty, nice ride. Because I don't find it to be that bad. On really bad roads, it's bouncy. I also drive a lifted diesel truck, and that bounces around a little bit. That doesn't bother me either. I don't. It doesn't mind. It doesn't bother me. Is it something I'd want to drive 3 or 4 hours on a long trip? No, I don't find the seats that comfortable. But I don't find the dampers to be that bad. But I mean, that's up. To each their own in that sense. Stereo's pretty good. Normal sports car problems. Not a lot of room in the center console, cup holders, that type of crap. But man, between the hood, you got the wing, you got the brakes, the powertrain. It's a lot of car that you could get for like high 60s right now, probably. Anyways, I've enjoyed it. Don't overlook it. I would not, me personally, unless you're a Ford or a Mustang fan, I'm not paying that kind of money. I'm not going to pay over $100,000 for a GT500. So I got this thing where I started looking at that, and then I started thinking, well, what else can I buy for that price? I'm the person that if I got to spend like 110 on a Ford Mustang, I'm like, well, F it. I'll just go spend 150 and get a a Porsche. There's these different levels where it's like I see things of value to me personally, what I value. And it's like, well, I'm not paying that. I'd rather just pay more and get what I really want. This thing checked all the boxes, man. It's a blast. Got to smoke some people here and there. Thing's pretty sticky with the right tires. It's highly moddable. Looks great. I don't know what else you can ask for, and I don't know. I'm trying to think of anything else that I've done. Wheels, tires, engine mods. I mean, that's about it. That's all you need. And you can get. You don't got to do a whole lot to get 750, 800 out of these things, man. And if you want to do some more porting, that type of stuff, you're seeing people throw down 850 plus. You're seeing people throw 1,000 down plus. That platform is it's not unlimited, but can you get 1,000, 1,100, as much as 1,200 out of it? You can. A little bit of work on bolt-ons and stuff, though, you can get that 750, 750, 800. And I don't know, for the street anyways, for what I want, out on the track, I mean, the track here is not even that big. You're not going to max this thing out, but enjoyable. So, anyways, that's my story on why I ended up with a ZL1 instead of a GT500. So, hey, man, Ford could have my business twice. In my garage right now, there could be a Ford Raptor and GT500, and that could be all over my Instagram, which is of reasonable size, and that could be what I drive out to the marina and where I drive it. It could be just all Ford stuff, but both times the dealers try to stick me for 20, 25K, and now I got GM products. That's just how it goes. It's good for the dealers, not good for the OEMs. But we can talk about lifetime customer value and branding at a later date. That's all I got for this one. I'll catch you on the next one.